Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today's episode is going to be a plant update video. So let's get right into it. We are going to start with my Easter cactuses like we do every single week. This is my Easter cactus. I put it in a bigger container because it was showing me the signs that it was dying because a lot of leaves were falling off. That's usually a good sign that it needs a bigger space. So that's what I did. I got this big old pot and now it has plenty of room to grow, and it's actually growing more and more leaves, which is good. The Easter cactuses will not bloom until around Easter time, so that's the time you'll see growth with these guys. So here's these guys right here, my standard one and my lazy one. This guy is growing all kinds of leaves right there, and this guy is kind of growing a couple right there, but everything seems to be looking good. I fertilize these guys every 2 weeks, so I still stay to that schedule. And these guys are looking really good. So now we're gonna move on to my Christmas cactuses, because my Christmas cactuses are the ones we are going to get ready for as soon as the weather turns cold down here in Florida. So it probably won't be till about the end of October, which is about next month. So it's very exciting for me. So here is this Christmas cactus. As you can see, this baby has been growing leaves like crazy, and I mean like crazy. There's all kinds of new leaves. I'll probably say there's at least 20 or more new leaves coming, so it's really good. Because what I'm gonna do when winter comes for Florida, I'm just gonna put them by this back door right here on the bottom, and I'll cover it with the curtain we have, because that's cold. That way it's easier for me than to go to the garage, which is the coldest room in the house, and bring them out and do that every night, because it's gonna be happening every night. So this will be easier because we do get cold air coming through this door, so that'll be the place I put it. But I would always suggest put it in the coldest room you have for overnight stays. So coldest room we have, or be like me and put it near the back door where you get a lot of cold air. So here's my second Christmas cactus. This guy is doing wonderfully. I think, yeah, there's a couple new leaves growing, 3 new leaves growing. So that's a very good sign. So that's what you want to see when it's getting closer to the time where they're going to start producing buds and start blooming and all of that. You want to see growth. That tells you it's still working here. And if it doesn't grow any new leaves, that's totally fine. You just don't want to see lots and lots of leaves falling off, because if there's lots of leaves falling off, it's telling you that there's a problem here. And it's up to you to figure out what that problem is. It could be the soil, it could be how often you're watering them, if you're fertilizing them and all those factors are determined based on your cactus. Which is why I make it a habit to come in here every morning and check on them, make sure they're doing all good. So this guy has grown quite a few leaves. We got a new leaf coming right there, which is amazing. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be really exciting this year for the Christmas cactuses. So now we're gonna move on to the aloe. Here are my aloes, and they're doing quite well. There's no new growth on it, but that's totally fine with me. If it doesn't grow any new leaves, it's totally fine, because it takes it a few weeks to do that. We got this dead one right here, which you can just peel off, or you can just cut it off. I could probably just cut it off so I don't disturb it too much, because they're laying on their side, so I don't want to disturb it too much. So I'll probably just cut that off. But yeah, these guys are looking really good. Got this nice leaf right here coming. I don't see any signs of new leaves coming in as of yet, but they're still green, they're still growing. The leaves aren't dying off if they were like any stress on them, so everything is looking good. And now we're gonna move on to my orchids, which I'm so excited about. So here's the one growing the flower spike right here. As you can see, there's a little peak right there trying to come through, so this flower spike is doing quite well. Everything's looking good. We got a new leaf growing. I have to put more water in these guys because they're drinking so much right now, which is what you want to see. You want to see your orchids growing. You want to see the water get less and less and less. That means they're drinking the water. That's always a good thing. Then we got this guy right here. We got this flower spike, still nice and growing. I haven't seen any signs of any new flower spikes, but we've got a new leaf right here. And we got a new root, and we got extending roots, which is all good. So no new signs of new flower spikes growing, but this is good for me. I love it. I love it, love it, love it so much. So here's this guy that has this little bitty spike right here. But we'll see what happens with that spike. Hopefully it will grow. That's my hope. So we got this big giant leaf. And we got a few new roots poking out. That's probably about it for this guy. We just got new roots poking out, which is always amazing. That's what you want to see. I don't see any new leaves growing yet. But everything seems to be looking good with this guy. We got this aerial root right here. It likes to be in the air. So some are just like that. You just have to let them be. I don't try and mess with them too much. If they want to be area roots, they can be area roots. I'm not going to complain about it. So then we got this guy right here who has this big flower spike that could possibly produce buds in the near future. And then we got this leaf right here. We got these aerial roots growing. I don't see any new roots coming in, but we got like secondary roots and stuff like that. It's totally cool and I love it. And because it's big, I was like, hey, this is a big spike right now, so that's really cool. So then we got this itty bitty guy right here who is almost out of water. There's like maybe that much left. This guy's growing, got this new leaf coming in right here. We got these aerial roots right here, and we got lots and lots of roots growing. I will probably say around the end of the month, I'm going to have to give this guy his big container. And then we got my last guy right here that's growing, and we got another leaf yellowing. The bottom leaves, I'm totally cool with it because those will always start turning yellow and falling off. Those are normal. It was like the middle leaves or the newest leaf growing, then it'd be an issue. But the bottom leaves are natural for it to start changing color and falling off. That happens every 1 to 2 years, depending on the orchid and the way you're caring for it. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go outside, hopefully before it rains, because it's been raining every day this week, and check out my aloe plant, my poinsettias, and my rose bush, and I'll see you guys in just a second. So here is our mother aloe right here. She is growing quite well. You can see she has new leaves coming through. It's all amazing right now. It looks so pretty. And then we got all of her babies all around doing wonderfully. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has 6 babies now. I think last week she had 5. So she grew 1. Like I said, aloe plants can grow up to 12 babies a year, which is amazing at this point. So here are our poinsettias. This is the poinsettia I'm a little worried about, because when I show you its little brother over here, that one's growing fine, and this one not so much. So I'm a little worried about it. They get the same amount of sunlight, the same amount of water, the same amount of fertilizer. So I don't know what's going on with that guy. That was going pretty well. We have the rose bush right here who is doing wonderfully. There's actually buds coming in. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to zoom in so you can see the bud. Right there. Right there's the bud that's growing right now. It's so pretty. Yeah, so that is the rose bush that's doing wonderfully. The rose bud is coming in. It's amazing right now. Okay guys, we just came back in from seeing all of the beautiful plants outside. I got so many amazing stuff from outside I'm so excited about. So before I go, I'm going to show you all the fertilizers that I use for all of my plants. So first we're going to start with the rose fertilizer. This is the one that I use for my roses. It's Miracle Grow. I love Miracle Grow so much. I am not sponsored by them, but I do love them. So I love these guys right here. This is for my roses. I do this for my roses. It's so pretty. You can see that how much the roses have been growing since I started using that. So this is another Miracle-Gro product. I use this for my aloe, my poinsettia, and my cactuses inside. So that is the one I use for that. I'm going to have to buy more of this though, for real. And then for my orchids, this is the one that I use for my orchids that are growing leaves, that are growing roots. That's the one I use for that. It's the 20-20-20 fertilizer for orchids. And this is the bloom booster. This is the one I use for my orchids that are in flower spike. They have flower spikes, or they have buds, or they're blooming. That's the one I use for that. And again, what I do is I put the fertilizer in rainwater, because I collect rainwater outside, and I just put it in the dish, and I let the orchids sit in them for 1 hour. Then I take them out and I put them back in their dish. And that's how I fertilize them, every 2 weeks. So again, all the fertilizers I just showed you will be in the description below. Also with the thermometer and humidifier percentage, the little gadget I use, they'll also be in the description below. It'll be an Amazon affiliate link. So go check it out if you want to see what it's about. And if you want to buy it yourself, you're more than welcome to. I wouldn't put things out here for you guys to look at if I didn't love them myself. So everything that I put out and affiliate links for you guys is stuff that I love. For real, I love it so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, share it to grow our community, and subscribe if you are new here. I do plant updates every single Tuesday, and hit that bell so you're always notified when I put out new videos, and I'll see you guys next week.